I've always had a feeling that Neil is really, you know, a genius filmmaker, and so it wasn't really surprising to me that the film did well commercially. But the critical response was very surprising. I really would have thought that the critics would have been more split on it, and the Oscar thing was about the furthest possible thing from my mind at the time we were making. When we heard there were 10 categories, and we started to see the early response to the film, then I started to think, you know, we started saying, wow, we may actually, and that's kind of the whole industry was kind of saying District 9 would be in with a crack. Then so it wasn't that surprising by the time they announced it. But it was absolutely, at the time we were making it, would be sort of inconceivable almost.
Yeah. Is it true you knew Neil when he was a teenager as well?
Yes,
like
yes, we've known each other for years.
Yeah. Was he kind of knocking this idea around for a very long time? Because there was a short film, wasn't there?
The short film from 2005 that I produced for him called Alive in Joburg is really what led to District 9 being made. And really what he had originally envisaged, and even with Alive in Joburg was actually shot to be like a 25-minute mockumentary. And in the end, he just didn't have time because he did all the effects himself. He cut the whole thing himself. He did everything himself. And he turned it into like a 5-minute short and didn't use everything that we had done. And the only thing he'd mentioned at that time was the possibility of doing really a documentary, trying to make a documentary like this, a mockumentary, if you will. And then he went off to do Halo. And then when he came back to this, he sort of looked at it with the eyes of still wanting the documentary feel, but now starting to look at it as more a feature film as opposed to as much of a kind of a mockumentary, I suppose. And he ended up getting that amazing balance that he did.
You've both mentioned sort of returning to it, either as a prequel or a sequel. Have you heard any kind of more from Neil about it? Does he know when it's going to happen?
No, his head's down on his new film right now, so no. Okay.
Do you reckon you'll have a part in his new film? Is he...
that is where I have to do the no comment.
Oh, okay, okay.
I don't know, we'll see.
Cool.
We'll see.